meeting to order. Please stand to the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have Chairperson Don Cole.
Here.
Councilperson Mark Wall.
Present.
Donna Reniker.
Here.
Ashley Gibson.
Here.
Nate Robbins.
Here.
And Mayor Nancy McKinney.
Here.
Any public comment taken on agenda items? Okay. Move on to the minutes for September 23rd.
I would motion to accept the minutes for September 23rd, 2025.
I'll second.
Mark?
Aye.
Donna?
Aye.
Ashley?
Aye.
Nate?
Aye.
Chair? Aye. Minutes for September 29th.
Table them. Please.
Okay.
Yeah.
On to financial reports and claims.
Alright. The reports in your folder are dated October 10th, 2025. General fund cash balance is $341,883.34. Total cash balance of $3,290,563.89. Revenue budget versus actual for the current month, $105. Received year to date, $1,889,763.57. Expenditure budget versus actual current month, $53,562.17. Year to date, $1,382,832.25. Payroll register for pay dates September 26th and October 10th have a total payroll expense of $32,782.99. Requesting approval for claims 19729 through 19749 for a total of $36,813.98.
I do have a question on one of the claims. Claim 19744 Donald Blackwell?
Don Blackwell?
Yeah, it's for it says destroyed by Black, but will they be reimbursing us?
They will not be reimbursing us for that. After investigation, I've discovered that one of our public works people had given them incorrect information, and that sent them to the wrong area.
Okay, just saw that, so I was like, well. I move to accept the reports and play the games.
I second.
Mark?
Aye.
Donna?
Aye.
Ashley?
Aye.
Nate?
Aye.
Chair? Aye. On to the mayor's report.
Okay, so about a week ago, my days are all kind of blurred together, but we had a tree that had been reported some time ago that was dead and was starting to lean a little more. Well, it finally leaned a long ways, and we need to have someone come and take care of that. It was falling across the fence and into somebody's yard. I got 2 bids on it, one from Tyler Knott and one from Bug Off Tree. Bug Off Tree quoted me $4,500 to take care of the one tree. Tyler Knott quoted me $1,500. I hired Tyler Knott to take care of it. He has taken it down, hauled the debris to the burn pile. So while I had a hold of him, I also got some additional bids for tree work that we needed. And that's taken down all the cottonwood trees at South Park. There's 28 of them, I believe, was on their bid. and the other one is Tincut Park that has one pine tree and several cottonwoods that are not doing well there. They gave us a bid for each one of those. And I had them look at the city park out here. But because of the type of trees that these are out here in the park and the way that they go up and they branch off and then they get fairly small, Tyler Knott and his dad climb the trees and then lower the pieces down in chunks. They don't have a bucket truck. And they are not interested in doing the work out here on these because of the type of trees. They get brittle and they break. And so they're concerned about that for their safety. So we'll have to investigate a little further and find somebody that has a crane of some kind that might be able to take down some dead stuff. The one that hangs over Town Hall right back here is one of my biggest concerns, and then a couple of them in the back over on that other side. We did lose several pieces out of them during the windstorm period that we never really trimmed up the breaks or anything, and they are very old trees, but we'll address that later. The bids that I got for the tree removal at South Park, are these farther down the agenda?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just leave those for later, but that I've only got bids from one person on those at this time, so if we don't want to mess with them until we find somebody else to give us another additional bid, we can do that. The other thing is working a little bit with Mr. Gannett on the Cole Street subdivision, which resulted in a couple of the resolutions that you have here in your packet for tonight. Making some inquiries on what kind of requirements the Department of Environmental Quality has for a gentleman who owns a building that was a house, then it was a church, and he wants to turn it into a laundromat. He needs more water, will have bigger sewer needs. Nate brought it up to me today that it may need DEQ approval, so I'm making some inquiries on that so that gentleman knows about that. And that's about all that I have for right now. Thank you.
Good. Any council member reports?
I was curious, have we finished up with Verizon?
I have not heard anything back from them. The guy I was working with said he was taking it to the uppers.
Okay.
And haven't heard anything.
Okay.
When you're ready, TJ's report.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to do it.
Sure. Let me find it. Alright. For the month of September, the police department had 47 traffic stops, 14 traffic citations, 13 were speeding, 1 was no insurance. There's a total of 33 warnings issued, 0 DUIs, 50 calls for service. 2 of them were disturbances, 42 misdemeanor calls, 5 felony calls, and 1 motor vehicle crash. 0 felony arrests, 1 misdemeanor arrest, 2 warrant arrests, no criminal citations. Total citations issued was 14. Total calls for service was 97. Off-duty call-outs was 16.
Okay, and with the police department stuff, I have given permission for Dylan to attend a training that TJ brought to me, so TJ has approved it, and it will be next week. He'll be gone for a couple days.
Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
Okay. Public Works.
Public Works, it is good news to report that we have all meters that we have been estimating have a scheduled date to get them replaced by Tuesday of next week. I think there were only 11 left on the list, and Jody made out notices, we hung on doors, and they called in and made them appointments, and we're getting those finished up so that hopefully we go into winter without a bunch of old estimated readings. Other than that, Travis has just been working really hard. He has the blowout for the parks scheduled for the 27th. He'll get the compressor and blow out all of the irrigation systems for that.
And the cemetery too, I assume the same
The
thing.
cemetery, the rodeo grounds, skyboxes, the park here, and Wayne Crest, I believe, are the ones that he blows out. But other than
Definitely
that,
time.
yeah, it is, and he made the reservation for the compressor probably a month or better ago, and that's as soon as he could get it. So, yeah. Things are moving along. He's got the new four-wheeler. It's all set up. The windshield he will install himself. It's an easy bolt-on style windshield on it. But the snowplow and everything is on it, and it's ready to go.
Anything from the planning board?
We met last week, and the only thing of noteworthy was a potential landowner. He's looking at buying a property. Wanted to know how he could split the property up and increase his. So we talked to him quite a bit, and we'll see if he actually buys it, and then if he does, what he brings to the planning board for an actual.
Anything from the local government review?
No, flyers are out, and the ballot will be. I don't remember when the ballots are mailed out, but probably here this week sometime. I'm guessing that they'll start mailing those out. We got 17 or 18 of them back, bad addresses. So out of 488, we got 17 back. That's not too bad. I'm sure we'll get a few more that they're waiting. People didn't pick them up or something. I don't know. We'll see.
99% is pretty good.
All right, moving on to unfinished business. Sewer project progress.
So I sent an email to Jason and Paul this afternoon asking them if they could get us any update on if the new piping had arrived yet, or if the screen had been shipped or was delivered yet. And of course I can't find my email, but basically they don't. Paul was out for the day, and Jason didn't know. He said regarding the piping adjustments, the materials were ordered on 9/11 and were expected to be delivered 10/1. I haven't heard whether they were delivered, but Paul may have heard. And as far as the screen, he says regarding the screen will be finished by the manufacturer on 10/3. It is expected to ship the week of 10/6. They anticipate receiving the screen the week of 10/13, but again, I can't confirm whether it has shown up yet or not. I know that Travis made a comment that there were some things delivered the other day, but he thought it looked more like the hand railing for the stairs that goes down to the bottom level. There's the ground level, and then it goes down to where the manhole is that it all pulls from. So we don't know if it's gotten here yet or not, but hopefully it will get here soon, because I don't know if 2 weeks is enough time for them to get it all installed. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm curious, just for whatever's, if you could figure out what talk to Travis, because he reads the pumps every day, what kind of usage we're having at the lift station.
Right now,
Yeah.
we can ask him about
Yeah,
that.
just
I know
curious.
that after they fixed the manholes, that it had decreased immensely.
It had quite a bit. I'm curious now that
trying to keep
groundwater's
that
down.
groundwater, and the groundwater's down now, so it should be a lot less.
Right.
So yeah, I'll check
Okay.
with him.
Thank you.
Court mandated property cleanup.
What about the propane?
That was underneath
That
sewer
one, sorry.
project.
Yeah. Okay, so the propane tank. I finally did get an email back from the engineers that said Well, yeah, we can take it out of the project cost. We can take it out of the contingency monies, like we did the generator, repair of the generator. And I'm sure they're trying to hang on to the contingency money because they feel they have that $60,000 of engineering fees that they want to pull from there. But anyway, the propane tank was not planned at this time. So the engineers, Jacobs Engineering, which is their subcontractor, and Triple Tree both believe that a 500-gallon tank would be sufficient to operate that. And that is the size tank that we have for the generator at the water treatment building also. So I called Northwestern Energy, who is the one who supplies the propane to all the other town buildings. We can add another location to our current account. We get the same energy discount for that connection.
Energy Partners?
Yeah, Energy Partners.
Partners, not Energy, Northwestern Energy. Yeah, okay, thank you, I'm sorry. It's about 20 cents cheaper by our commercial contract that we have. They do the trenching from wherever the tank is to where it needs to go for a fee, and we don't know if the contractor will do that, and they just install it. They only need a flat area, not a concrete pad. They're a couple weeks out for work and delivery. Leasing, if we choose to lease the tank, they take care of the maintenance, including any damage or repairs to the regulator that might need to be done over time. If we purchase the tank then is, or the town then is responsible for the regulator and any maintenance. If we lease it, it's $125 a year for the tank. If we purchase it, the above ground tank is $2,800. The buried tank is $32,000, and that's tank only. That doesn't include the installation of it underground. Setup fees for above ground are $600 to $800, and doesn't make any difference if you lease it or if you purchase it. And the setup for the buried is $800 to $1,000. I would recommend that we lease it. It would take 22.4 years to recover your purchase price at $125 a year, and that's if nothing goes wrong with the regulator or you have to do anything else with it. So I just feel that leasing or renting it is the smart way to go.
Well, that automatically kind of rules out burying it, I think.
Well, yeah, if it's leased.
Yeah, and Travis said he didn't think there's any problem with it being above ground where it's going to be located down there. It's not in the way. It's not like it's in close to a traffic pattern area or anything like that. So he felt that the above ground would be sufficient. And we can always bury it later if they choose to.
What about egress to where it needs to be refilled during the middle of the winter? Do we have a plan for where to pile snow and stuff so that we can get to and from it?
The building was placed in a manner that you could drive around it. And so it will depend on where Travis or whoever has the ability to plow the snow around it in the wintertime, and it would have to have a pathway to the tank, just like the one at the Quonset building does, or at the shop down at the lagoons.
Thank you.
Do you know if when they serviced the generator, if they changed it from liquid propane to gas?
Don't, and I did ask somebody about that last week, but I don't know.
Only because
I don't know the answer to that because it was liquid propane before,
it was liquid,
and that could affect the
and the amount of time and the amount of yeah, because we'd have to let the propane company know that it's a liquid draw instead of a gas draw.
And I think we addressed that when we set the generator off to them to work on it, that we wanted it to be standard. But
right.
I will do some inquiring and find
Because
out.
otherwise, if it's a liquid draw, I don't think the generator, a 500-gallon tank, would last 4 or 5 days pumping.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the wintertime, but maybe not in the summertime. I don't know. But we just good to know, so that we know. And if we get a 500 now and find out we need 1,000.
I don't really understand what the difference is between the liquid and the regular. So I just know that that's what when we had this generator connected to the water system that's over behind the Public Works building now. It was hooked up to that well. It ran off a liquid.
Correct.
Which draws out the bottom of the tank, is that correct?
Mark?
I think we could go futuristically on this. Get a generator that burns mostly number 2, but will also burn vegetable oil. They make them.
The problem with that, Mark, is we have the generator. It cost us,
Cost us more to fix it over.
well, no, not necessarily that, but even just using this and not considering changing the fuel source for this, there was a difference of about $50,000 for a new one, or this one we figured we could fix for less than $5,000. And so it was a cost choice to try using this one. It's been sitting in storage since 2010. So it's one of those things that we kept it on hand, we just as well use it. But and I don't know if they even make oil generators for something like this. I don't have any idea.
Oh, yeah. Lots of sizes.
So the tank, do we need to make a decision on that?
On whether you want to rent it or lease it, and if you want, I mean, we can go with a larger tank if you want.
Well, I'm in
But
favor of
3 to 4 days if the electric's out. Hopefully the propane truck could deliver more.
Right.
It was,
Right,
and
schedule it.
we're on an automatic check. They monitor all of our tanks and keep them so that they don't run dry. So
but the lift station building itself on the inside is not propane heated.
it has a heater in it, but I don't know what the heat source is.
Because, I mean, just usage-wise, but I'm in favor of renting a 500-gallon tank at this time, and if in the future we decide that we need a larger one, increasing the size isn't
I'd like to put that into motion.
The only thing is they'll have to reset. I'm sure they'll charge.
Yeah, there'll be a small fee for resetting and taking the one
Maintenance on
out.
that will save us in the long run anyway.
Right. So I'd move to go ahead and authorize to rent a 500-gallon propane tank and have the propane company set it for us and coordinate with the contractors to make sure, you know, who's going to dig the line over or whatever, because if it's going to dig, we want to do it sooner than ground freezing.
I'll second it.
Mark,
Aye.
Donna,
Aye.
Ashley,
Aye.
Nate,
Aye.
Chair, aye.
And Mark, in your response to fuel oil for heating it, I know that fuel oil is more efficient, but I have a fuel oil furnace and I can't even find anybody to work on it. Nobody will work on it.
I figured you'd be the one that would know. I don't think anybody else here knows fuel oil.
I had some people work on my mom's last winter, but they said that would be the last time they'd be able to do that. So, yeah, it's their kind
Because Davison's not offering it anymore.
Which is too bad because we could burn an awful lot of French fryer oil and stuff like that. Save the earth a little bit of punishment.
Moving on to the court mandated property cleanup.
We don't have any additional information on that yet. We do not have the court order from the city court to go get it cleaned up.
Oh, we got to table that for now.
Do we need to try and expedite that somehow, some way?
Good.
For
I have
winter?
asked.
Awful upset people up there, bad.
They are very upset about it, and I can't blame them a bit. I do know that one trailer of garbage has been pulled out, and they're starting to load more stuff on it again. And they called for a permit for HVAC today, so they're working on issues interior as well. But the judge was gone to training, and then he gets back, and it was hit and miss because he was sick a couple days with the attorney. They weren't able to make those connections, and now the attorney is gone until the 14th, which is today, and so they haven't been able to get together on his motion that he submitted to the court.
Gotcha. Okay, well then I guess there's nothing we can do.
Tables the approval for proceeding on property cleanup too then.
MMI said that we would be wise to make sure that we had a court order before we went in and we started doing anything.
All right, move on to new business when you're ready. Okay. Resolution 786, Darby Estate subdivision development.
This is the issue that I addressed with you at the last council meeting, that they had requested to pour 3 foundations before the final plat map was filed. So this would be just documentation of approval that they could do that. It was kind of a consensus last time, but this will guarantee that he's got everybody's approval to do that. He won't be able to put buildings on but one until after the plat map is filed.
Now that we have a resolution, we'll need an official motion. Motion to I'll give a motion to approve resolution 786.
I'll second.
Mark,
Aye.
Donna,
Aye.
Ashley,
Aye.
Nate,
Aye.
Chair, aye. Moving on to resolution 789, waiver to pave section of Cole Avenue.
Considering the drop that we had in the temperatures, I don't know that we want to really try doing that. We chip sealed or paved once before in the end of October when we were getting snow on it, and they had to come back in the spring and work it back up and redo it. The reason that I put it on the agenda was the gentleman that came through and gave me an estimate was $1 a square foot to chip seal, and we haven't had a price like that in forever. And so we could not do everything that he went around with Travis and looked at what needed to be done. He came up with a total of $149,200 for all of it. We can't hire somebody for a project over $80,000 without going out to bid. And if we put it out to bid, it'll go past the end when he's done paving for this. So unless you wanted to do up to $80,000, there is $306,809 set aside in the budget for paving, or we could just ask him to come back in the spring. He winters in Montana, or summers in Montana, and he goes to Texas for the winter.
How much is his price is going to go?
Yeah, and that's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Because we need to develop that section of Cole Avenue that we were wanting to pave in conjunction of when the subdivision was finished up there, and that they will pave their 20 feet or whatever, and we would pave the adjacent area for a wider street up past the subdivision. I hate to deplete your resources enough that we wouldn't have enough money left to complete that in the spring. So it's a
I don't think he's going to get his side paved unless we have some good days.
yeah, he has.
Because it's got to be, what, 50 or 60 to pave.
I don't know.
I think it has to
Should be
be
at least
about
40.
50.
It has to be over 45 for at least 24 hours straight.
For how long?
24 hours straight.
So yeah, I mean
I don't know,
that's
they're
all.
pushing that.
Well, we're not even at 45.
Yeah.
They're scheduled for this week, right?
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
For the interior roads, yeah.
Yeah, for the interior parts, but not the Cole Avenue part. They're not doing that part. That is what is one of the resolutions is requesting to postpone that part until spring.
Which is what we're on, right?
right.
So,
So we can postpone this. I mean, if
Makes sense to me, because there's no sense
Yeah.
in putting it down and then regretting he did it. Wasting
no,
money.
Well,
no sense in
780.
wasting our money. We don't have any money.
They're
to pay
talking
us.
about. They're
down.
talking
Oh,
about
we've got
street
two different
maintenance down
things.
there.
Yeah, you're
Right.
talking about
Yeah,
two
we're talking about two
different
different
things.
things.
yeah, we are.
Right now it's on the Cole Avenue, his paving of it. Right?
That's what
Holding off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Paving
wants to
Cole
hold off
Avenue.
paving your side or whatever of Cole Avenue. That's what This is what that is. She's talking about
Street maintenance.
Oh, gotcha.
that you're kind of
It kind of relates to the,
Yeah.
because if we spend it for the street maintenance, we won't have it for coal potentially in the spring.
Right.
So
We need to save our money, you know.
you had once
for
before indicated that paving that road up there was a priority to chip seal on some of the stuff that was down here. So, and we do have some other options in the spring besides chip seal for some of the places he took him around to. It's in intersections and where there's been some digging and that kind of stuff that the sealant like they put in front of the library is a potential for some of that other stuff too. So, if his prices go up, he'll just do less.
Exactly. I've done that before.
Okay, so we're on resolution 789.
You know, I was reading this and it's got a date of May, and I think that we should extend that a ways, maybe, I don't know, at least the end of June, if not into July, so that they have good weather to put that down and they're not racing, you know.
So what's the consensus of what you would like in there? You want July 1, June, what?
I would say end of July because you got the rain
So
season.
July
and
31st.
yeah,
End of
July
just
31st.
to ensure because
It gives them more time to sell an extra lot or two.
And I don't know how much security bond would be.
Doug had told me on the phone he was in the car traveling, so that he didn't have access to his records right then, but he thought it was going to cost about $40,000 for them to pave that 20-foot strip of theirs. And he said he didn't have a problem with bumping that up a little bit. So I would have a tendency just to postpone it without a bond, but we all know how things can happen sometimes. So
Right.
a bond would help you get it paved if you have to, if something should occur that you have to do it ourselves eventually. So, and it does take a while to get a bond. So they were hoping when they get their paving done that we could file the plat map before we actually have bond in hand, as long as we know that they're working with a bond company, naming us as the recipient for whatever a cash bond would be. Just because they have people waiting in the wings to
Right.
put
Yeah.
all of that.
Work scheduled.
well, and that'll also have to be changed to obviously July 31st.
Right.
I motion to approve Resolution 789 with the changes of updating the dates to July 31st.
What do you want to do about the security bond?
Well, it sounds like y'all already worked it out where they were going to go and get it, but not actually get it until.
Well, yeah, but he needs to know a dollar amount that it needs to be obtained in. Whether you want $50,000, whether you want 40, what is it that you want as a guarantee that he's going to get it done?
Just go 50 and
What is it going to cost us?
whatever the
We
market
don't
bears.
really know because they
About.
Nate and I were calculating today if we chip sealed it instead of put pavement on it, which is the basis of all roads in town, and put a couple of coats on it, it was
$40,000.
about $40,000.
With a bond of 50,000.
I'll second it.
No, you're fine.
Was
Did
not
you get
big.
everything?
John, does that sound like something that you feel you guys would be?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mark? Donna?
Aye.
Ashley?
Aye.
Nate?
Aye.
Chair, aye.
We'll get an executed copy of this to him just as soon as possible.
All right. Resolution 787, authorization of a submit for the Montana Community Development Block Grant application.
we're just trying to kind of think forward here a little bit, trying to get the resolution done because we know it has to be included as part of the packet. We have already hired Triple Tree to get the application done and submitted. I don't know where they're at on this. They had a public hearing in Helena for the CDBG grants about a week ago, I believe is when it was, on some new regulations that they have for that, which looking through them, I don't think they will impact us that much, the new regulations. So we'll just have to, but we were trying to get this done. I know that it has my name on here, but it will have, because it has to be submitted before the end of the year.
Okay.
We think. We're not absolutely sure when the submission date is, but it just takes another resolution to redo it to Donna's name if it's after the 1st.
Okay. A motion to approve resolution 787 to authorize the mayor to submit the application for the CDBG.
I'll second.
Mark,
Aye.
Donna,
Aye.
Ashley,
Aye.
Nate,
Aye.
Chair, aye. Move on to resolution 788, Darby infill venture lot line adjustment.
That's me.
Yes, sir.
I'm Jay Estes, representing Darby Infill. I didn't realize you guys have so much on your plate.
What a busy place.
Yeah, go ahead. This is easy. It's going to be easy one for last. So,
Is it the same
John,
as,
did you just hold this? You know, you so fond of this. Really have a convenient place to
it's
set
the same as this, right?
Yes,
Or have you
yes.
made changes between this one and this one?
There are no changes.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're seeing it. Okay, so I wasn't at the planning board when this was approved by the planning board, but it was approved. And with the recommendation that we aggregate some boundaries, but we'll address that. So you'll recognize this as the remainder of the boundary line relocation that was done between Lot 4 and Parcel C of that COS 3114 for the purpose of creating this tract for John Cummings, leaving us with this basically as a remainder. And lots, well, it was Lot 5, 6, and 7, which would have been non-conforming, and Lot 1, 2, and 3, which conforming by square footage. So we are exercising Montana statute, whatever that statute is, that allows us to move the boundary line between a single lot, a platted subdivision, and unplatted land outside the subdivision. And what we're proposing to do here is to move the boundary with Lot 5 between Lot 5 and this portion of unplatted land to create a conforming lot here, which we'll call Lot 5A together with Lot 5A together with Lot 6 and 7 of George Waldo. Okay. It was recommended that we aggregate these lines and clean this up, and I'll agree that that's probably a good idea, but not right now. And the reason not right now is because we don't want these lines to go away, because in the next step we move these lines and create two conforming lots here. Okay, we actually have, you know, when we move this boundary line here, we actually have a conforming lot and we have a conforming lot, but we just want to kind of optimize the configuration of those lots. So we're going to go back in the next step and move this boundary line over, just straighten these out, and then we can aggregate all those lots and call it Lot 1, Lot 2, Lot 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it doesn't to me. It seems like a lot of times I have to come back for permission for things when you could have just done it in one step as a subdivision, can't you?
As a subdivision, it could be done as a subdivision, but it's so close right now.
But I don't understand why, if you're moving lot lines, why can't, well,
Far left.
you're wanting
See
to
how
get to
ours
that
goes
ideal
in?
plat map
And
of
yours
all the
goes
lots going,
Straight or up.
they're all
Mine looks
kind of
really
rectangular north and
accentuated.
south, right?
That's their objective.
Am I seeing things wrong?
Why don't we get to that
I
instead
think
of
it's just-
cutting on all this black tape and just get to that? So this is what, the third time you've been here?
We were here to create this parcel here for sale. We were here, this is our second time here.
Right.
Okay, so you'd be looking at least one more time coming.
One more
So,
time.
I'm confused why you can't move the lot line that's north of one straight and the other one over and make your lots now. Why do you have to do it in the third step? I guess is why I'm confused.
Because Montana statute allows us to move a line between unplatted land and one lot in a platted subdivision.
Oh, okay, it's one lot, that's all that you can do that with then.
Mhm.
Okay, well that makes it a little
So
more
it just
sense.
takes 2 steps. Plus,
If that print was bigger, I'd have looked it up on the MCA, but I couldn't even read it.
okay.
By the time you reduce it down to the little.
Sorry. Clerk and recorder actually, they need these lines until this kind of gets reconfigured because we're still moving those lines. So you don't want those lines to be lost. Then title companies don't have a clear.
They have problems as it is, we already know that.
Right. So anyway, if we just follow it through as we're going, I mean, it'll end up. We'll have one more planning meeting, one more. Actually, planning has approved it, as I understand, right?
But they said do it all in one swoop.
Jeff Burrows had sent Mr. Gannett back and said, bring everything all done complete to us, and we'll let it go to the council. And so here we are, approving what he had proposed the first night, and just ignoring whatever he had said, and we're just going to do it our way instead.
Well, there's a way that it can be done, and he's recommending something the clerk and recorder can't record. It's just that simple.
Unless it was done as a subdivision instead of a lot line adjustment, correct? Because where we're sitting, you could stop after this, and then here we are with 3 little non-conforming lots, and actually more than that because 6 and 7 are there, and 5 is depleted in size. And so if you never brought it back, we have created more of a problem than we have resolved.
How do we, is there any way to put a contingent on that? I don't know.
I don't know how you
Because
do a
once-
contingent because he's got to file this map, this approved map, before you can go to the next step, correct?
Yes. And actually, this would be a conforming lot here. This would
Right.
be a conforming lot. They would all
Yeah.
be conforming lots.
Mhm.
I mean, if they had to, they could live with it.
So when you take that in to go file it, once they file it, will all those dotted lines go away?
No.
Or they'll all still be lots?
It will all be lots until we file the last one, and then at that time, we can aggregate all those lots. Make all those lines go away and
Is
just
there-
renumber. We could at this time say, okay, this is the boundary line and an aggregation, and you can make these lines go away. Except for what I call this lot 5A1. I really want it called lot 3,
Right, I understand what you want.
right?
We're just looking at the town side, protecting, creating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lots by doing these lot line adjustments.
Yeah.
Instead of having 7 lots, actually 7 with the one on top, the 4A1, 5A, which was 1 lot. So that'd be, more lots than we actually be creating lots versus.
No, we're not creating any lots.
No, I understand,
Right.
but
But potentially, if you stopped after this map was filed, and he sold it to somebody else, and they come in with a plan, and they're going to sell each one of those 30-foot lots.
can they do that?
Not according to our town code.
No, I know, but
After this is filed,
Once that's filed, will all those dotted lines?
He said no.
No, this is going to be lot 5A together with lot 6 and 7 of George Waldo Block 1.
Right.
And after, when we move this next line to create these two conforming lots, then we can make all those lines go away. And we'll just call it lot 1, lot 2, lot 3.
But how does the town protect themselves? And I'm asking you as someone who's done this a lot, how does the town protect themselves from it stopping after today and it's filed and those lots are all there? How does the town make sure that we're not creating more lots than not? Do you understand what I'm asking?
You can't create lots apart from subdivision, and this isn't a subdivision, so nobody's going to end up with more lots. So I'm not tracking you that well.
So once this is filed, there are lot 1, 2, and 3. It's 9,937 square feet aggregately, but each lot is still an existing lot.
It is.
And therefore, if somebody wanted to sell lot 1, just sell it because they needed some cash, and so they sold lot 1 or lot 3 and they sold it, all of a sudden that's lot 3 of that lot that doesn't have a number on it yet, a 4A or 5A type of thing.
So they would end up with a non-conforming lot.
Right.
What good would that
Which
do
would end up in the
anybody?
same problem that we have with this clubhouse where there's just a little sliver.
Yeah, and multiple places in town that, our goal is not to create non-conforming lots. I know
We're not creating it. We realize it's still there, but there's just no guarantee that it's going away at this point.
I think they've been very transparent as to what their plans are, and
Can I ask why you didn't undertake this as a subdivision and did these lot line adjustments instead?
It was explained before the reason for that was because of that piece at Redonda's
yes.
that
Okay.
Redonda needed. Didn't you explain that at the planning board meeting, sir?
I probably did.
Well, and I can see it there, taking the lot at the north end of 4 and moving it up to the bottom of C1 there. But then I don't understand why the rest of it isn't a subdivision and it's lot line instead.
First of all, because this is more expedient than subdivision, and you get the approval without all the engineering expenses up front. And second of all, clerk recorder doesn't want to see subdivisions inside subdivisions. You can do it with boundary lines and existing statute. They would much rather see that than a subdivision inside of a subdivision. That creates headaches for them.
Is all the property that you're dealing with here just in that George Waldo 2 edition or George Waldo edition? I'm not sure which one it's in.
Yeah, this is George Waldo 1.
Okay. But the part that went across in front of Redonda's house wasn't in George Waldo 1, is that correct?
That was unplatted land. Yeah.
No question?
Did you guys get the letter that Jeff sent to the council? Did you get that letter?
Yeah.
Of what he wanted and why he sent it the way he did? Did you guys get that letter?
But
I don't
that,
believe I got
that,
You need
that-
to read the letter he sent.
Because it
it,
explained it.
but it just says that the planning board recommends council approve the boundary line relocations creating parcels 1A, 4A1, and 5A, which is what they have there. Instead of it saying, and it says that the last paragraph, the planning board feels approval of this request will resolve multiple, at least 7 non-conforming lots and create 3 conforming lots that would respectively request the approval. It doesn't talk about how, because when they approached it at the planning board, he had told us there was one more step coming, but didn't have that on any paperwork. So we didn't have anything to really go by, just knowing verbally that it would create 3 lots. And I'm in favor of getting this cleaned up, but my fear is unless we can put some kind of contingency with this resolution that allows that to happen. And at one time, Jeff Burrows had used a term that, and it's not a resolution of intent, but it was a resolution stating that we're allowing this to happen so that can happen. And I was looking.
Can it be a part of this resolution? A contingency be put in part of this resolution?
I always thought contingencies were something that you had to have done before the agreement was made.
What about a bond?
Trying to make this simpler, not harder.
I'm just trying to remember the term that it was that I remember seeing that there was.
Well, and he's talked about consolidating the lots on. There was another term that he used as well when you do away with those interior lots.
Aggregate.
Aggregate. Yeah, to aggregate them. But that's not happening at this stage. That's not what they're proposing with this map. And I feel they'll probably follow through with their plan for the original lots because I think they're more sellable than what this would be. But that's just because of my personal preference, not necessarily that somebody else wouldn't like to have an L-shaped lot somewhere.
Can we, in the resolution, add a word that that no lots can be sold? That we understand that this is a temporary
That this is a step in the process.
and we anticipate getting.
Could we give this gentleman a break? He's been sitting it for a long time.
Look, he needs a drink or something.
He has been already.
I think everybody's seen this.
We have it.
When we got a little too.
I was leaving him up here for the hard questions,
If we put a number 3 on here, what was I just thinking?
Why don't we simply say
To achieve the ultimate goal, something about that this is a
Step toward the ultimate goal of. How many lots are you saying is going to be in the end? 3. Of 3 conforming lots?
That no lots formed by this can be sold until the next step is presented to the planning board.
Something like that. Yeah.
This is what the final step will be.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't visualize it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, John.
That helps. Thank you.
But how do you put that into this to authorize this step to happen?
Right.
Here.
Right.
This L.
Well, see, part of
The L.
this moves over to here too. And I was just trying to.
This groove that shows.
Yeah, I couldn't visualize it. Thank you.
But you don't have to thank me. I was just going to figure it out with you.
Couldn't we just say that no lot can be sold that would be non-conforming?
Well, not necessarily because
We already
these
have a
are
city code
some
that
of these
says-
are conforming lots.
Well,
Not
But-
individually they're not, but as
True.
a whole they are.
True. As a whole, they are.
And we have a city code that says you can't be sold, but
You see this
happened.
for the ultimate.
yeah, that's,
Okay.
I knew that that's what the goal was, but
loops around
See
like
what
this.
the plan is to go through this.
I know, but it's pretty
Save on there.
far
so-
it would
over.
just
Do you think that adds
noted
that
that
much?
no
Isn't it what,
non-conforming
9,000?
lots can be sold.
What's
Which
conforming
means
lot?
not one of
That's
those
a different
lots can be
resolution.
sold.
So you think that
As long as they're in the
over
same
It will be.
This
Just
adds-
out the door.
is the way I
You see
would
what I'm saying?
This is a
So,
total of 12,000.
Right.
All of that is 12. I don't know how much.
That's
that
kind of what
is.
I'm wondering. Even if you took it off, is it in that conforming size?
but this one isn't.
Right. No, this one isn't.
So I mean,
They could sell just the one.
if they could sell that lot, but then they would have all these non-conforming
Right.
lots. So if you put in it that, what was your idea on that number 3, Nancy?
Number 3, that no non-conforming lots shall be sold individually. So that means that you couldn't sell lot 1 or lot 2 or lot 3 separately. He could stop where it's at and he could sell them all as one in his non-conforming, but the non-conforming individual lots could not be sold.
There you go.
So no non-conforming lot shall be sold individually? Is that what, was there anything after that you were
No.
suggesting?
And actually, that's kind of the way our town code reads.
Right.
It's got some extra wordage in there about ownership of adjacent properties and that kind of stuff. But
I think there's a motion inside of you, Nate.
Yep, I'm just waiting for the right feeling moment to making sure we've addressed everything. Because I know that there is a town code that says they can't be sold, but yet every once in a while things like that happen without us catching it. So I'll move to approve resolution 788 with the addition of item 3, that no non-conforming lot shall be sold individually.
I'll second.
Mark,
Aye.
Donna,
Aye.
Ashley,
Aye.
Nate,
Aye.
Carol.
I have a question. Are we going to be back in front of you guys with the third one, or?
Count on it.
Mhm.
Put it down.
I just about planning on that one, that's what we were trying to cut down on.
on the agenda for the November 4th
Thank you.
meeting, if you're ready then for the other
For the final.
We could be ready for approval. I won't have a
See,
monument in
This is the whole thing. You have to jump over it.
Okay.
Thank you. So, as long as we can keep it moving, that'd be great.
I'm all for getting it done. And
Yeah, there seems like a long drawn out process and
the
stuff.
longer we have to think about it, the more ghosts we fight and everything.
Does it have to go back before the planning department?
Well, that's ultimately what
Well, that's
they gave the permission.
Right.
and
wasn't
Well,
it?
the letter says
To
that they
bring
know it's going to be
everything
conforming.
To here, council.
to have it all drawn up and bring it to the council, avoiding the 2-step
Right.
process that we're doing now. But unless there's anything more than what that they just shared with the final plat, and at that time there'll be no dotted lines. It'll all be individual lots.
And
Is
so
that one?
November 4th is the planning board meeting. That's not the council meeting. Council meeting would be the following Tuesday.
The 11th, which we're
fixing to-
rescheduling it.
Yeah, because we're rescheduling that, because
Oh,
that's on Veterans
yeah.
Day.
So we don't know when the meeting's going to be yet.
Okay.
It'll be in November.
It'll be after the 4th of November.
We know that for sure.
I doubt if it's going to be on Veterans Day though.
No.
And it,
All right.
So then another resolution ought to be done.
Yes.
No.
Lord have
mercy on me.
You'll get there.
I told you that after a little practice, you'll get that wording of the.
Oh, you've had enough practice. You should be throwing it.
No.
Today you had enough
Yes,
right.
I suffered on this one.
Resolution to John just as soon as we can.
Okay.
And then
If you
get
ever
the
need me to
button
know,
out there.
you tell me. I hate to know.
Hey,
Might need
Google,
to
write
cut
this for me.
Final resolution.
An AI program.
I got to figure out what to say first.
That's the problem.
Blah,
Word of
blah, 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 blah. You can have to redo it. All
Well,
right.
Thanks, Jake.
man,
Thank you.
you should try it.
All right, moving on to tree maintenance.
I don't want to do that.
Okay, this is where I gave you all kinds of information that you didn't need from before. But I do have
Thank you.
a bid for South Park to clean up 3 large cottonwood trees, climb and top 3 large ones, and then fall 27 others that need to come out of South Park for $5,000. And I have a bid for $4,375 to take care of one hazardous ponderosa pine close to the entrance of the Mormon church, which Nate and I have viewed the Google stuff once a long time ago, and we'll have to verify that that's even on our property. I think that's that unknown triangle, isn't it, where that tree's
Yeah, I think that's where it's at. It's the one that's on the east side of the church's entrance, but that wouldn't be the town's park, though, would it?
No, but it would be within the county road easement or the town road easement, or so it probably is going to end up being ours because we annexed up to the stop sign. So, and the removal of 15 cottonwood trees up there that are hazardous. I will attempt to get another bid. I think we can get at least one other bid for these same projects from Brad McCarty, who has insurance and has done some work from us before. If you'd like, or this is under the limit where you can just hire somebody to do it. It's up to you guys, and it's up to you if you even want to undertake this at this point. It would come from the money that is in Fund 4007 for maintenance and stuff for the general stuff.
I am concerned about, like we talked about earlier today, about stockpiling all that material down at the river park area, the city's park or the city's shop area, creating what looks like a burn pile. Even if the burn pile's not open, it's going to create, the burn pile's back, and now you'll have
What's already
people
down there,
donating again.
So, Donna and I had talked a little bit about burning the stuff on site. I mean, it's right up against where those tree stumps are there from years ago in the Tin Cup Park. It's fairly close that if somebody just bunched or piled it all up and we burn it on site at Tin Cup, which doesn't cost you $1,000 to take it down here and put it in the burn pile then. Up here, I'm not sure how or where you would put that volume of stuff unless you do it over on service station property.
I would.
And
There's plenty of room out there back behind that service station area to do that.
You know, danger.
Right.
There's been all sorts of equipment parked in
so
there.
we could have them just pile it there and burn it on site there as well.
The cottonwoods, I would suggest that maybe we put the, what do you call them, the blocks of wood
Out where
somebody, that there are people in the area that still burn cottonwood and they may want some free cottonwood. I don't know.
I don't know. Bill Melinda used to be our go-to to get the cottonwood, and he's not with us anymore.
Right.
So, but if you know
Curtis
of
Button
anybody
still
else-
burns
Does he still
cottonwood
burn cottonwood?
whenever he can get it.
And I mean, it's going to be a lot of down pieces.
Yeah.
And cottonwood's okay. It provides quick heat. It just doesn't last very long, and it produces lots of ash.
If somebody wants it, that'd be cheaper
Yeah.
than us burning it up or
It
hauling
would
it
be.
away. So.
And the
Well, I
and
would
the
say that
pine
they
the same way.
do it in a timely fashion, though, because ultimately we need to get this cleaned up and
We'll give them so
So-
long to,
Yeah.
and then if it's not, just burn it.
Maybe by late winter or something,
Which would be a better time for us to
as long as you
Burn,
can still
yeah.
burn.
Things get a little wetter.
Yeah.
And Curtis is disabled, so he's going to need help getting it done. I'll
Mark,
volunteer to
I'm
help.
glad you're such a good
So-
friend.
Pardon me?
I'm glad you're such a good friend. You can help him get it done. I haven't got my
Well,
part
I
done
don't know
yet.
about helping get it done because I'm scared of what's going on back. I'm afraid that thing is just going to fall over into his neighbor's yard.
So am I, and I feel a little bit guilty about that because we kind of hogged the excavator that was coming to take that down. It took us longer to get the fire hydrant done on Missoula Avenue. And so Drake didn't have time to stick around and take that building down, but yes,
It's a danger right
Which
now.
one is that?
it's been a danger for several years. But
What building is
Curtis
this?
Button's story.
The lean-to that's leaning?
It's
The
you
leaning
leave it
tower.
now. It's really
Yes.
leaning.
He's
Yeah.
removed some interior supports that are really critical, and so it is worse now than what you can see has changed.
Well,
It's
it shouldn't
bad.
have removed those until after they were there, but that's his choice, his property. And I know he has talked to the neighbor if it falls her direction.
It's going to fall and break their fence is what it's going to do.
So you're going to get some more bids on that, or?
If you'd like me to, I can, yes.
I don't see any reason to not have this guy do it. Get it done.
In
Start say, do you feel like they're going to be?
Probably not cheaper.
I can
Okay,
vouch for these guys. They are top notch.
Yeah.
They work hard. They get it done. Yeah.
And move
they're-
they took my tree down over here and did a very, very
They
professional
took
job
a
on it.
tree down for my mom, and they're excellent. And it was right next to her house.
And
How
so
about a motion? One of you two.
I think that we don't want, I think we need to adjust these when we agree to have them done, that instead of hauling them down to the shop, they just stack them there and set the
Pieces.
salvageable pieces off to the side, but make a healthy burn pile, but not too far away, so when they go to burn it, they can just push whatever's left.
And if they will provide a date when they're going to start working on it, we can reach out and see if somebody wants some of it for firewood.
Right.
I've got some people in mind. Miss Honey's place, she's had some renters behind her. They're very active in the wood business.
So let them know if somebody is interested in that they need to get a hold of us down here, and we can make a list. We can see what's going on as far as that.
You start saying free wood, you're going to have a lot of snippers coming around.
Right.
As long
I'll
as they
make-
load
But it's not too far away, so it's easily accessible.
I'll make a motion that we hire TK Not Contracting to do these two parks, and then ask them to, instead of removing the debris to the burn pile, instead leave it
cut blocks and
cut blocks and leave it, some of it for firewood and burn piles on site.
We're saving them a lot of labor doing that.
Right. It'll adjust his price. I mean,
Yes,
because
and he'll be very honest and adjust his price.
I'll second that.
Mark,
I
Donna,
Aye.
Ashley,
Aye.
Nate,
I
voted because
that'll be a big relief.
you convinced me.
Street maintenance approval, chip seal streets that need.
Yeah, we've already did that.
We already kind of discussed that, so move on to November and December holiday hours.
It's beginning to look a lot. Oh, sorry.
So the first one is Veterans Day. Council meetings scheduled on Veterans Day, the 11th this year. So do you want to reschedule the meeting to a day other than Tuesday? Or what would you like to do with that? And you want to take into consideration that the next meeting is 2 days before Thanksgiving. If anybody's going to be out of town for Thanksgiving. So potentially you could reschedule it to the third week in November and have one meeting in November, or you could move it to the 12th, which is the day after, Wednesday, or the Monday before, and still hold the meeting on the 25th.
I kind of like the idea of the 12th on a tentative point, that in case, I mean, this last council, there's quite a bit there, and if you were to have that much ready to go again and push it off till the end of
That's a lot.
November,
for
that'd be a
one
little bit too
meeting.
much. And
Yeah, I agree.
so let's have one. Hold on the 12th. Is that a motion?
But,
Are you going to make it?
Does that need to be a motion or consensus? Okay.
why couldn't we meet on Veterans Day? I mean,
Because I'm going to
Does anybody
Because
celebrate
it's a holiday, and
my husband.
with Tammy. Okay,
And the
thank
town will
you.
be
I
off.
just-
My husband's a veteran.
But you guys will be off work, and therefore it'll be overtime.
Time to come to a meeting, but
well, I was just,
yeah.
to me, it's Veterans Day, and I'm a veteran. So is the chair. And I don't mind working on Veterans Day, but I understand now why we shouldn't.
Well, yeah, I started saying Tammy would have to make a special trip into town, and
It's a normal day off. So
Yeah.
I moved. I don't know. Does it need to be a motion or a council consensus? Okay.
So we have the 12th for November. Let's just kind of figure out dates and do it all at once.
I moved. Okay.
So do you want to do 6 p.m. on the 12th?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then you
And
said
then-
2 days before Thanksgiving was the
Yes,
other
the
one?
25th.
Does anybody have a problem with
I
that?
don't have a problem with that one.
I don't either.
Okay, so December 9th is your regular meeting, but the 23rd is your second meeting in December. That's getting kind of close to Christmas for those
Right,
of us who
it's-
do everything in the last 2 days.
Right. Can we not hold that council meeting?
We have,
Well,
I'm saying the last
But-
couple of years we didn't.
Last year we had one.
can we
His,
address that after the? Well, I guess it wouldn't matter either way. You still need to swear in
we still need to swear in people, and that
before
was,
the first meeting.
and so that's kind of part of it too. Is either we have a meeting 2 days before Christmas, or we postpone it to like the 29th or the 30th, and include the swearing in of the new people that are taking office, and do all of that at that point too, which we can do whether it's a meeting or not. We can
Right.
still do something to do that.
Mhm.
So we take an oath of office as early as the 1st of December from some people for the next 6 years. So
could you check with the judge? Make sure he's available. That worked kind of nice.
okay.
Shoot for the 30th.
It's
We
kind
can
of
check
fun
with
being
him.
sworn in by a hippy dippy guy.
December, instead of the 23rd, we're looking at the 29th or 30th. Is that what we're talking about?
Want. Yeah, I don't.
The 30th.
Ideas on that? Any thoughts on that?
I think I prefer the 30th. Keep it on Tuesday,
Sure.
just my opinion.
That sounds great. 6 p.m. is normal.
I motion that we
Not yet.
move.
Well, that-
Not yet,
You
'cause
said
there's
you got one
more. There's more.
Thursday
Okay.
we still have for the
Thanksgiving. Oh, and then the staff was wanting to know if anybody objected to them using vacation or sick leave and taking off on the 28th, which is the day after Thanksgiving.
that's what I'm doing is using vacation day.
And we'd like to
same
close
for
the
Christmas
office.
would be the
Yeah.
26th.
Yep.
We do.
I think the day after both holidays should be closed. Personally.
Can you add that to your motion?
Added.
So
Yes.
tell us your motion.
I forgot what it's all now. Can you read it back to me?
You never
everything
made
was
one.
Said adding in what you want.
So
Why don't you make the motion, because he didn't start it.
he started to say I move or make a motion, but I'll make a motion to move the November 11th council meeting from Veterans Day to the November 12th at 6 p.m. Number 2, moving the December 23rd council meeting to the 30th at 6 p.m. And number 3, to allow Town Hall to be closed on the 28th of November, allowing its staff to either use vacation or whatever it is, time off to and Christmas Day. They want Christmas Day
After.
Oh,
Day after.
I haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
So
didn't want you to
this is the 28th, closed on the 28th for employees to use if they have time available. And then, and I guess, well, no, I won't say that. And then also to be closed the 26th
Of December.
of December with the same contingency of them using their own time if they want to get paid for it.
Are you going to talk about the meetings at all late in this motion, or we just
You already did it.
With that's included in it.
And then the
Should
one
we
on the
go on
30th
to
for swearing in
December,
and that too.
We already did.
That can be. I don't know. Do we need to?
You don't need to put swearing in.
Don't need to make that a necessary thing because you guys can choose to do that on the 30th or.
We can even do it
Or-
on the 9th meeting. I mean, we can do it at any.
We can add this C1
Just
too.
saying, we could. We could do it at any
Yes,
point.
yes, and I was not part of my motion, but I was hoping to find out about the town's voting on the 4th, whether we know if it's a major reset or if it's a not. Because if the people approve the
We need a second on the motion.
Okay.
I'll second. Before we all forget.
Do the eyes.
Yes, ma'am. Mark. Donna.
Aye.
Ashley.
Aye.
Nate.
Aye.
You want to vote too? Aye.
But I agree with you, finding out what happens in the election will be contingent on some action in December if we have to schedule another election or
Right.
not.
Because if the proposed changes pass at the next election in November, but the people choose to have another election, there'll be other hoops to jump through to reset that. And so, and if the motion fails, if the proposal fails, then nothing changes. We're all in our same boats, rowing our same ways that we already planned to.
So that was part of unscheduled matters, right?
No, that was just
A comment.
just a comment
Okay.
as to the reasons for changing and
Okay.
personal opinions.
You got all that? Okay.
Yep.
Any unscheduled matters?
Just one that I'm working on formatting a letter that kind of follows Great Falls, which I put on Facebook, about parking on the street right-of-ways. So, as it's getting close, and the letter I'm working on follows this a lot if you want to pass that around. But it's just a notice that they put out to people that says, you know, your neighbors have been very patient that you parked your trailer and your RVs and stuff on the street over the summertime, and it's time to get them stored away where they belong. And then I quoted our town code in ours that tells them how long they can be there instead of Great Falls's information. But just kind of a gentle urge that we're going to be plowing snow soon. We don't want to damage their vehicles. We don't want to block you in. You can't park on the street full time. You're supposed to have 2 spaces to park in off the street.
Okay. Tom, do you have something to say?
I did. When do you think the burn pile will be accessible?
We don't know yet. And we're
why?
not sure we're going to open it back up. That's why we've been encouraging people to take care of your own stuff, not just to stockpile it. And part of the reason is this sewer project is done, but the next one that comes along, they're going to be going right through that area again to build the UV plant. So it would be a clean it up and move stuff out of the way and all that stuff again.
Hadn't it?
Hey Nancy, over the weekend, the neighbor put in a sliding glass door and a window in that garage.
And did you call the building inspector or report it when it happened so that you could get there to see it? That's what happened last time.
Because it was on the
On the
weekend.
weekend, you can call the building inspector and tell them that there's activity going on. And
So
then
when they
would
do
be
it
there.
towards, nobody can see it because it's done towards the dark time. And you get up and it's there.
Which side of the building did that go in on?
It's
South
on
side.
this side.
On
Into the garage,
on the
where the
north
garage door was.
Also.
On the south side.
Yeah,
So
where the
street side.
garage door was is now a sliding glass door
Well, we
with
knew there was
another
going to be
window.
something going on there from the amount of building materials that have been out there, but
Oh yeah, the bathtub's gone too.
it's
So
kind of like the project on the other side of the block where he's gone to the fence and talked to her, but she denies doing anything. He can't forcibly go in and inspect it. Even though she had started out applying for a building permit and then refused to do what she
yeah, but
needed
have
to.
they even applied for a building permit to cut windows in?
No,
put
she
in-
was, what she came down to, what I recall the last time I talked to her about, she came down about building a second story onto her house. So if you see that going on, definitely give us a call. But that was the last that I talked to her. And she
We
was
did
asking
call
what that
when I
was.
started watching them cut the board out. We called down here and nothing was done about it. I talked to Jody and told them there was a window being cut into that garage right now.
And she called the building inspector. And that's all I can say is I know that he was contacted.
Right. Any other unscheduled matters? Public comment or input on any matter not on the agenda? You're good to the order?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. A second.
Wahoo!
That went faster than I thought it would.
Without the clock on the wall, I go,
7:20.
yeah, that's good. I mean,
That is pretty good for as much as was on there.
Whatever happened to the clock?
Died.
down when we pushed inside the walls, and it never got me back up.
Oh, Lord, it is.
And they got lost.
Probably